Welcome to the Voice of Vicious podcast. Welcome to the Voice of Vicious. I am your host, Vanny Vicious. Guys, I'm sweating. Look at me on a microphone, bro. What the fuck? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Voice of Vicious podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Vanny Vicious. We're currently streaming live on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, everything. We're streaming fucking everywhere now. So make sure you follow all the socials. Everything is listed in the description below. You can find us on Rumble and YouTube if you want to watch, or if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, just search for Voice of Vicious. We're on Instagram, Twitter, all that shit linked below. Happy Friday. Thank you guys for coming back. Today, I have MoneyBirdette in the building.
What's up, guys?
She's here from New York. We all know she's a New Yorker. And she's here for her intervention. She doesn't even know.
What are you intervening in?
Well, I have a lot of questions for you. And I think it's so funny because we both are in the same industry. Yeah. Right? On different levels. And to me, it's hilarious because people think OnlyFans girl, they think one specific thing, right? And I was laughing to myself today because I'm like, damn, it's so crazy. We both do OnlyFans or whatever, but like I'm in the sauna and you're doing like an anal scene this morning. So I was just like, it's so crazy, like the spectrum of OnlyFans, right? Like everyone thinks like you're on OnlyFans, everybody's fucking, everybody's doing but like it's not even like that. So my main question is, what do you do when you have your period? What are the tricks in the industry of like shooting with your period?
Well, unexpectedly today I got my period and it was the first day. So
first day of the trip?
First day of last night was the first day of the trip. So I filmed a scene and this morning I was like, please don't get my period. I know it's due in like a few days, but you know. Unexpectedly this morning I woke up with my period. Mother Nature.
She's doing whatever she wants.
Didn't want me to be great, but she wanted me to be anally great. So I used a makeup sponge. So that's like one of the tricks. You put a makeup sponge up.
What kind of makeup sponge? Not like a beauty blender.
No, that's big. It's like the triangle ones.
Like the ones you can buy in the dollar store that it's like the whole bag.
So you just put one or two up there.
Soaks it up.
Yeah. It works really well.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And like what's it called? Like the material they're made out of, it's like, it's probably works better than like a tampon.
Remember I told you I took the period delay pill in the very beginning?
Yeah.
And I so stupid. I should have just got the sponge because then I had hormonal issues after that.
Yeah. But you didn't know at that time about the sponge.
I didn't know any better. I did, but I was scared of it.
The guys can feel the sponge, but obviously it's just like a little...
Barely. Like, even when I tried to go up there to fish it out, I can barely even tell it's up there. It feels like your cervix, actually.
That's crazy. Well, now you guys know. If you don't...
I think people have sex on their period a lot. Like, I don't escort, but I know that I've heard that's like an escorting trick.
Yeah. Or like if I shoot with my period, like I'll just cut the string. Obviously nothing's going in there.
I'm definitely going to probably use makeup sponges for like OnlyFans lives. Like now I'm like, oh, I can't because I have my period this week or whatever. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? Yeah. That was great.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Like why not?
Yeah.
Can you show blood on OnlyFans? Like if some of it comes out?
I did a Halloween like just regular like video like of me, like one of the Slander King videos, and I had blood and they like reported it, took it down. So it was stupid. Not allowed on there.
So stupid. Which is weird because like I'm sure there are a lot of people that have those fetishes that want to see like period blood or something.
I don't know. Most men are scared of it. Like I've even in the industry, like most guys are fine, but there's been a few where they're like, oh, absolutely no period. No, I've dated guys that would never fuck me in my period.
Really? I've never had that issue personally.
I'm like, you'll fuck me in my ass, but won't fuck me in my period.
But I could see why like some guys in the industry wouldn't want to do it because then it, you know, the demographic of who's watching might kind of shrink. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Like maybe other people watching would be like, oh, I don't want to see this girl have her period because of how guys are.
I've been on OnlyFans Live where I said, oh, guys, I might have my period today. You might see like a little string. They're like, if we don't care, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I mean, they don't care because they're already your fans. Yeah. So they're going to love you either way.
I think majority of men don't care as much, but some do.
You think it's an age thing?
I don't know. Let's ask the men up there.
We want to know. Leave it in the comments if it has to do with age or...
I guess it does get messy though, because honestly, if you have sex with your period, it's all over the place.
If it's like day 2 or 3, like fucking slaughter scene.
Yeah. Even today we had to stop a few times. He's like, I think your ass is bleeding. I'm like, it's not my ass. I was like, no, it's all over me, and that I'm like, then there's a problem. We need to go to the emergency room if it's that much.
Because it drips into your ass because it's so much sometimes. I guess, so it looks funny. Like your butt. Yeah,
I was like, no. I was like, stop.
There's been times that I've had sex on my period, and it'll definitely like drip into your butt.
Yeah,
and then it just dries inside your ass crack. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really like having a podcast and not being censored.
No, I know,
because we can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
I mean, and periods should be a topic of discussion. What the fuck? But back to the fetish thing, like what if guys have a period fetish or a poop fetish? You can't post that on OnlyFans.
You can't even pee on OnlyFans. You can't.
And a lot of people like that shit.
A lot.
So like OnlyFans is losing money. Yeah.
They used to be able to post that. I never did it on OnlyFans, but a lot of girls used to, and then they get flagged now. And if it's like an old video, many vids you can.
And it's weird too, because like I have gotten requests for like dirty panties, and sometimes some guys are like, shit in them. Don't wipe your ass. I want skid marks.
That's so weird. See, like that for me, that's like my no.
But if that's the thing for them, and they wanted to pay you for a custom of like you pooping on top of the phone, like you can't. I'm not saying you personally or me. I wouldn't do that either. But like OnlyFans is losing money because there's a whole market out there for bodily fluids.
I think peeing is so much better than pooping on phones.
Yeah. Well, what if their pee stinks? What if they eat a lot of asparagus?
Have you ever let a guy pee on you?
Not purposely, but like I've dated people who like they take a shower with me and they're like peeing on me like as a joke, and I'm like, stop.
I've gotten peed on before.
Was it like
I've drank?
Did they?
I didn't drink it. I've like let him put it in my mouth.
Did it taste like pee or water?
It tasted like water. Okay. I guess he was hydrated.
So he drank a lot of water.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like if when you drink a lot of water and you pee and it's completely
it was a
clear,
lot. I was like, oh my god. Just keeps coming.
No, my pee is like neon green from all the supplements I take.
No, see, you know what? Yeah, no. If you drink like fish oils or something, I need to ask that question before.
I take fish oil and like garlic supplements and stuff sometimes, like for heart health. But yeah, like my first like 3 pees of the day after my vitamins are highlighter fucking yellow.
Yeah.
Like highlighter. And then I have to be drinking liters of water for that shit to clear up.
I do know I'm not a squirter, but I squirted like one time during a scene, and it was like, I don't like it. And when guys try to do it, I don't like it. I feel like it's uncomfortable and it hurts, but it just happened during one of the scenes. But the real reason why I don't like guys trying to let me squirt is years ago, I squirted with a guy, and I eat asparagus every day.
Yeah.
It was all over the bed, and I was like, it's pee because it smells like asparagus. It smells like pee, yeah. And I was like, oh man, I don't ever squirt again because I just love asparagus. I have it all the time.
That's like the debate, right? Like everyone's like, is it pee or is it cum? I think it's pee.
It's pee.
I think so too. And that's coming from 2 women, so I don't know what you guys are.
It has to be some pee mixed with it, because I've also seen it like when I squirted in a scene. I'm never hydrated, and I like to pee before. I don't want to like have that urge to pee.
Yeah.
When you're having sex, so like I like to pee first. Like I don't want to pee during sex.
Yeah, like, and you don't want to feel like you have to pee and hold it in.
I don't like that.
Yeah. But it's definitely pee. And then your bed smells like piss, and then you got to wash your fucking bed. And
I don't want to pee on my bed.
Me neither. That shit'll go through the mattress. It's forever stained. So what inspired you to start gearing more towards the more adult-ish type of side of OnlyFans? Because you were modeling for like a hot minute, doing your own thing.
Yeah. Well, I was a nurse on OnlyFans, so I couldn't really do adult content for when I was a nurse. I was like very careful. I just sold like maybe one artistic nude photo set, and then quickly after I left, I started doing like more nude content. And then during COVID, when COVID hit, everyone was like on there. It was kind of like YOLO. Like, I'm never going to make this money again. The money was so crazy during that time. So like you kind of just, I just dropped something with a friend. It wasn't like I was making sex tapes. I didn't make sex tapes for years after that, but I had some stuff. And then last summer I was seeing somebody. We stopped talking, and I just kind of like, at this point in my life, I'm 39. I don't have kids. I was like, I just want to have fun, and I just want to have sex, and I want to have safe sex, and I want to just monetize it. And I really don't have sex in my personal life right now because I'm not that type of person. Like, I don't go out and I don't have a roster.
Random, yeah.
I don't fuck random guys. And I already had a few sex scenes on there, and I was like, what if I just fuck people that my fans know who they are and they want to see? And then I started doing it, and I'm like, oh, this is really fun.
Yeah.
Right now.
I could see what you're saying too, because it gives you like, you actually have more control of your sex life than if you were just like going out and partying and hooking up with like random dudes.
Because I also couldn't hit up, I guess I could hit up random dudes, the fuck, but like, this is just so easy. It's transactional, but it's also fun, and it's like professional, and it's safe, and it's just, I can also hit anyone up at any time and say, hey, let's work on these days.
Yeah.
You can't just like hit random people up.
And
what are you
to be
doing
honest,
tomorrow? What are you doing Tuesday?
Random people
No.
are not getting tested.
No.
Like, it's scary. It's scary, like, when you meet someone and you're like, when was the last time you got tested? And they're like, oh, like 2 years ago.
Or they're not doing like
what?
full testing. Like, there's so many different things I've learned about being in the industry. Not even like viruses, like the more bacterial like ones. Like, you need your throat swab to do a scene. You need your ass swab to do a scene. A lot of people don't realize they have like gonorrhea in their ass.
That's crazy.
Or chlamydia, and they don't have it anywhere else.
Yeah.
But it was just from like the secretions maybe that like drip down there or in their throat, and it's nowhere else. And then that's how you keep re-getting it. It's so crazy. Yeah.
I mean, the last couple of guys I've dated that I've been with, like actually in somewhat of a relationship or whatever, like I would ask them when the last time they got tested, and they couldn't even remember. And it's like, you guys are getting tested every fucking week or whatever.
Well, our test,
like when you have a scene, right?
Like it lasts for 7 to 14 days, and then you're kind of like out of that window. It's called like a talent test, but also obviously I can, if it's up to you and you're like a person that you're comfortable or friends with, like if let's say I work with you all the time and we fuck off camera, on camera, it's not like I'm like, hey, get a test every time I fuck you. Yeah. You know, but for like a collab trip like this, like I'll go get tested this week, come down, and then I'll show everyone my test. Yeah, but you guys are like on it. Like, you don't have a one night stand and go, do you have your test? Let me see. When was that? You know what I'm saying? I'm so like scared to have civilian sex. Like, I really am.
I'm scared, and I don't even have non-civilian sex. Like, I'm fucking scared because
I just don't want to deal with it. Like, having to go through antibiotics, take time off from work. Like, it's so annoying. It's so stressful.
And not just that. It's like, yeah, the stress of what you can pick up or contract from somebody or whatever, but it's also the stress of just like dealing with another person in like a personal way. I don't want that at all. Like, that sounds so stressful to me. So like, I feel like the way that you're doing it, like, is smart. Like, honestly, like, you don't have to, like, you're friends with these people. There's no romantic connection there like that. Like, it's a business, but you guys are cool. You do your fucking work, you get laid, you get paid, and everyone's clean and tested.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, I'm living my best life right now. I don't know how to go back to. Like, I think about it, I'm like, this is fun. For now, it's fun. I mean, I'm probably like, can't just keep fucking the same people for like 5-10 years. You know, there'll be like new talent, or there'll be new people in the industry. Yeah. Some people you click with and you're like, wow, this is great. But it would also be kind of weird if like every week I'm just fucking the same person, like on camera. I think the fans would be like, what the fuck? Fuck someone else. Yeah. You know?
I mean, you never know too. Because like I said,
certain scenes sell well. Certain people I fuck once and I'm like, no one wanted to watch this. There's no reason to fuck again.
And that's the thing, the beauty of OnlyFans, those are your fans. They're going to support whatever you're doing and whoever you're fucking, like, at the end of the day, because they're there for you. So how do you, because we talk a lot, we know each other in real life or whatever, and we're always home. So, like, always. So how do you balance like that side of your world with like your regular home life?
Well, because like we talk all the time about, we run our OnlyFans ourselves. So my home life is OnlyFans. So I'm on there morning to night, all day, 24/7. So it is, my life is consumed with the adult industry and that side of it, because I'm chatting, talking, scheduling. But it's really easy where it's like, okay, I just got to make maybe 6 posts a day, like send out DMs, chat a little bit. It's not that crazy. And then I kind of just live like a regular person that you wouldn't even see me in lingerie, no makeup, bumming it. Sweatpants.
Like OnlyFans merch.
OnlyFans. I don't want to be like, I want to be MoneyBirdette on the internet, and I just want to be Dara in my life. And like, I was an athlete. I was like a tomboy growing up, so I'm always in gym clothes or like something bummy and baggy. I'll wear this. People would be shocked, I think, to say.
I mean, I like, the reason I asked you is because like people really think that when we're home, we're like I don't wear lingerie for my man ever. Like, no, we're just having regular human sex. Like,
the industry is weird because like I actually like getting dressed up for a scene, and I like the whole process of it. And it almost like, I'm like, maybe if I had a man like at home now, maybe I would incorporate this into my life, because it's kind of fun and I feel better about it. And I'm probably think that if I ever got into a relationship, it would be something where we did film. So it'd probably be me being like this more. Yeah. Because in my personal life, I've never really got ready like this or wore lingerie for someone.
Me neither.
But maybe I would make more of an effort now, or like,
try to combine it somehow. But that would make sense, because if you're with someone and you guys are filming content together, then like it would make more sense.
But I do for sure feel actually like better about myself having sex. Like when I get my hair done, my makeup done, I look in the mirror, I look good, I'm putting a little outfit together, I feel sexier. But then it just also gets so destroyed. Like, I'll have sex with my man at home or somebody, and you're not like in this filming for an hour. Like, porn sex is great. We're fucking for a really long time. It's really intense. But regular sex is not like this. Yeah. Really. Like, random. You're not having sex for 60 minutes. No. Or like, you know, so you might just have to be able to go out after. Like, my face might be fucked up. I might suck your dick for a second or something. Or you might just fuck without even kissing or doing, you know, it's just
like a 10-minute little quickie, and then you guys get ready and go out.
Today I was like, I'm going to put my hair in a bun because I have to go do this podcast after. And I put it in the bun. He ripped it out during the scene and just started grabbing my hair, and I was like, it's fucked.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
But like regular relationship sex, or just like regular lives. I mean, I'm only speaking for like us and maybe one other girl that I know personally that does OnlyFans. But like when we're home, we're fucking chilling, bro. Like, we're in slippers and sweatpants and we're not wearing makeup. Our hair's in a bun or a clip. We're like taking our walks or like going to the gym or whatever, like cooking our meals, regular ass life, cleaning after our animals all day. Like, everyone probably thinks that we're like made up and ready to shoot at all times, but
I feel like I wish I was. I wish I had a better, like, okay, I just pop on live or whatever. Like, but I think the fans don't care too, because like recently I started doing more makeup lists.
Filters.
Yeah, but I started doing like some content without makeup, and they keep asking for it. And I'm like, I hate it, but okay, maybe you want it. It's actually more easy for me. Like, I don't have to get ready and care. Yeah. You want that? Go ahead. Or I would go live probably so much more. It's such a daunting process of getting ready.
Because you don't feel like you're in like character or something. Like,
I'm like, all right, now I gotta switch on to MoneyBirdette and do this makeup, do this hair, and get ready. And in all reality, they're like, I want to see you and fucking looking like you're homeless. It's like, okay,
don't wash your hair for a week, please.
Like, we love when you have no makeup. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. It's
3 eyelash extensions left.
Yeah, like your fucking lashes are hanging off for their dear life. Yeah, I know. It's the same with mine. Like, I've done like shower content without makeup, because it'll be like, I'm literally gonna take a shower at that moment. I'm like, oh, let me just record a little shower video, and I'm like hiding my face the whole time, like, fuck, don't even look at the camera, bitch, because you don't have makeup on and shit. And then like, you're so beautiful without makeup. I'm like, word? Okay. Well, I guess I don't have to try so hard anymore.
And I also feel like I need, like, as I get older, I care less. So I'm like, I just want to embrace, like, I do want to just make content like that sometimes. Like, yeah, it's fine. They always ask for a sex scene without makeup on, though. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. I will eventually, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you could do like a realistic, you know what I'm saying?
Like a natural makeup. Like, I did a morning sex scene the other day.
Like a housewife.
And I probably just had my eyebrows and like a little powder on my face.
Yeah. 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 What do you enjoy most about creating this type of content now?
The sex.
Yeah.
The sex with like, I have like.
Well, you're having sex with professional fuckers.
I'm having sex with the I mean, like, these guys.
They're fucking pros.
These guys know how to fuck. Like, I can't go back. That's why I say, like, what am I going to do now? Go back. Like,
Who are your top 3? You don't have to say it in an order specifically.
My top 3 is Manuel Ferrara, J-Mac, and Flesh Mechanic right now. Like, those are who I'm enjoying filming with lately. And they sell really well.
Yeah.
So, because I think that they can see, like, that you're really enjoying the content, and the fans like that more too. Mm-hmm. It's more organic, and it's just, you know.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, it's more organic because eventually you build some sort of relationship or friendship with these people, so you know each other.
Yeah, and you're comfortable and stuff. Like, like I've booked J-Mac's content house for content, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like the homie.
Like friends now.
Yeah. He's cool.
He is a nice guy. I met him for 45 seconds. And when so she booked his content house for a content trip one time, and I went and we shot some TikToks and some pictures and videos and stuff. Yeah. Every single time I post anything in that house, I get minimum 2 DMs or 2 comments of, is that J-Mac's house? Are you collaborating with J-Mac? And I always tag her and I'm like, leave it to MoneyBirdette.
He said that today. Yeah.
I was like, I'll leave the collabs to them, but like, you know, if he wants to do a massage video with me, I'm down for that. Like, but fucking, yeah, it's so funny. Like, everyone recognizes that fucking house. Even the pool. Like, is that J-Mac's pool? I'm
it's very recognizable because other porn stars and people book that house, I think, for content, and it's that's what they do. I remember I also booked this house in LA years ago. Like, we shot there. It's like Sunset Plaza house, and I remember another famous porn star, Mikey Giano, the other day, because I posted like a throwback, and it wasn't even for porn. It was just I was shooting it, and we knew that they filmed a lot of porn there. It's like an iconic house. It was gorgeous. It was and he goes, "Is that the Sunset Plaza house? Can I book that still for scenes?" And I'm like, "No, it's hilarious." I think they sold it.
You would think that they like change up the decor a little bit if they're booking it for different shoot. I mean, I would do that if I had an Airbnb that I knew people were shooting porn at. I would change it like every
the dungeon
year.
I booked. Remember?
What?
Oh yes, the dungeon.
Yes,
that was wild.
That was fucking dope.
I can't believe that's on Peerspace. I have to show you.
There's
the
a lot
ad.
of cool stuff on. They
have on the Peerspace ad. It has like the sex machine, the gyno chair. I have to show it to you. It's wild. I was like, is this even like a whatever? But he's like, oh, I just put this on Peerspace a week ago. You're the first person to book it. Oh my.
You're like, okay. Well, at least it's unused equipment in there.
No, it's not unused. He used it. So apparently,
what did the guy do?
So you can see his picture on there. I'll show it to you. And he's definitely gay. And when we arrived, I didn't know he was gay like before we arrived. It was just like the dungeon, but you could definitely tell he was gay when we arrived. He was like he had on like a tiny little like really low cut shirt, like suspenders, like jean shorts. He had on like this like thing around his waist. It was like the token gay guy like outfit, like New York. Then he had like the boots on and everything. And he's like, oh my god, because me and Flesh booked it. He goes, oh, he's like, you're the first straight couple I've ever had in here. And I was like, first of all, we're not a couple. But okay.
We're here to work, bud.
Yeah, but we didn't want to tell the guy, like, we're booking this Peerspace to film an OnlyFans video, you know?
Yeah.
And then we walk in, he was like, oh, that's so cool. And then showing us everything. I walk in, there's like, probably from wall to wall, like behind us, a glass cabinet of the biggest toys I've ever seen in my life. He goes, you can pick anything you want. They're all clean and sterilized if you want to use anything, and I'll just lock everything up after. I'm like, nope, we're good.
That's
this like dildos like that size, crazy shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are we walking into? This place is nuts.
Weird. You think people use them and he just like sterilizes them?
Well, I'm sure he does sex. So I didn't know that when I walked in, I saw a Pornhub award. So he must be a famous gay porn star. Oh, okay. If he has a Pornhub award.
Yeah, but like sharing dildos with a bunch of people at a Peerspace.
People use dildos. Like if you're gonna fuck someone, people for sure people use dildos.
Yeah, but it's like community dildos. Like, it's not like you have a scene with 3 people and you're all sharing a dildo. That's one thing. It's like you're walking into a place and being like, this one. Yeah. And like 50 people used it
people
before,
in the sex industry are just so like open. Like they don't care. Yeah. They really don't.
That would scare the fuck out of me.
I was like, no. I said no. I was like, no, I brought my own.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're fucking prepared for your own shit because you're a damn professional. But like, imagine the people that it's like their first time and they just want to book that space to like make their first video, and they're just
he must thought we were nuts because there was like room, like there was like dog cages in there, like gyno chair. It was wild. Like
they had like the fetish mask.
The thing where I had like this.
Oh yeah.
And then it actually closed.
The wood thing?
No, it was like a metal one.
Okay.
So we tried to use like a couple little things for the scene, and then it actually like you screw it in there with like you can't get out unless he actually, if he loses that nut bolt thing, I'm in there. I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out.
Bring a saw coming out of this bitch.
I was like, we're gonna have to call the guy because he lives upstairs. So he's like, yeah, when you guys are done, just let me know. Put everything in the wash. And then there was a cage with a straitjacket in it. So I'm like, he's like, we're definitely using that. I'm like, of course you would want to use that. So he used the straitjacket. And the guy at the end, we were like, what do you want us to do with the straitjacket? He goes, you're the first people to ever use that. He's like, that's been untouched. No one's ever used it. I'm like, oh, the crazy white straight people come in here and use this.
You're like, tie me up like this. I don't want to be able to move.
I didn't. I was like, oh, this is not my thing. Like, I don't mind being restrained, but the straitjacket, you literally can't move.
Yeah, especially if you do it like the right way. And,
I was like, oh, I can't even like tap you. Like, I can't push.
Yeah.
It was like really intense.
That's true.
I couldn't, and we did an anal scene because I was like, well, we have to get the anal shot.
You can't even do the little like slow down there a second.
Nope. Fuck. And then I'm like, also, because I also can't now, because you know when you're filming, you're like doing little different scenes, and then I can't move anywhere, and I'm like, all right,
where do you want me to go?
And he'll just like grab it and like drag me. This is the part he dragged me across the floor as a joke. And then I'm laying there and I'm like he's trying to do me doggy, but I can't take my hands out to hold myself up in doggy.
Oh,
so I'm like,
what are you on your chest and shit like the whole time?
And he's picking it up and I'm like flopping around in the fucking straitjacket.
But that's why people that do that type of shit have safe words.
I didn't have one
because
they didn't think about it. I could have just said stop, but you know, or like you're hurting me.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about the fact that your hands are tied and you can't like do the little thing that we do. Holy shit.
You know when you push them a little bit back?
Yeah.
You can't.
Or like if they're choking you a little too hard, you just kind of do a little finger.
I'm like, this man can just off me right now. Like I could just be thrown out. Garbage.
He can light you on fire. Can't do shit. Your biggest fear.
My biggest fear. I think I died in a fire in my past life.
We were talking about that earlier. She believes she died in a fire in her past life because she is deathly afraid of fire or things catching on fire.
Because she had tried to keep a lit candle when we were out of the room. I was like, you better blow that out.
I leave candles on when I leave.
Do you guys leave candles on when you leave the house?
I do. I mean, if they're away from things, like obviously I'm not going to do it under like something that's
You believe
dangling.
in spirits?
Yeah.
What if they knock it over on purpose?
But
so it's a bad spirit.
Why would they be mean to me like that?
There might be bad spirits.
I feel like every spirit in my apartment is very chill.
Or your maniac dogs might just one day.
They can't go up there.
I have cats. Those cats would be up there.
That's different.
I had a cat throw a lit candle once. That's why. No.
That's the
Velvet.
evil spirit.
I had Velvet. In my old apartment, in the middle, I took an Ambien. That's a funny story. It was late at night, and I used to take Ambien.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and I took an Ambien, and that shit gives you like 15 minutes till you're out cold or you're hallucinating, trying to stay awake. So I just light a candle, and you know when it's like lit and the whole thing is wax?
Yeah. Like it's not in a glass.
It was in the glass, but you know how it like burns enough where it's not waxy.
It's all liquid.
It's all like liquid.
Yeah.
So she goes up there and just chucks it across my living room.
What a bitch.
It was on everything. I had glass, like...
Oh, and you can't get it off.
It was on my rugs. I had nothing to go get it. And I read online, they're like, go get... It was either rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide. So I'm like half awake on an Ambien outside my apartment, middle of the night in New York City. I walk up under the train to go to the bodega to find stuff. Then also read that if you like take the blow dryer and dry it,
and then you can like peel it off.
I was all night. I was like, "Fuck this!" I had to get new everything. I had to throw away the rug. It was really bad. So now I'm
worse. Yeah, you have to kind of like wait till it dries. It's the same as like when you go get waxed, like your body, like you have to wait till it dries to then pull the strip and like if you fuck that, I'm throwing that cat through the fucking wall.
Velvet's bad. That's the bad one.
Yeah.
The Terror. I used to have an Instagram for her called Velvet the Terror.
That sounds like a band, like a metal band. Velvet
She's just so bad. Like, she was the one that was returned 3 times to the shelter, and I didn't know. I was the 4th person to get her. Had no idea. Then she tried to die.
She wants to go back.
She tried to die that night, too. I'd rush her to the emergency vet in the middle of the night. She stopped breathing.
That same night of the candle?
No, the night that I actually got her. Oh. So if I didn't get her, I don't know if she would have died. I don't know. She was like 6 months old, little furball black kitty. I said, I'm going to go adopt a black cat because they're the most likely to get put down in the shelter.
Yeah,
so
black dogs too.
So I went to the shelter, and she was just there, and she was like through the little thing like this. And she jumped right in my lap, sat down, just like, and I said, oh my gosh, she's so friendly. She's coming home with me. She's such a sweetheart, you know? My other cat will love her. You're right.
And then she tried to light your house on fire. She's like, bitch.
She's a funny cat. She's bad.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite scene?
Oh, favorite.
Or photo shoot or video shoot. Like,
my favorite scene, probably because of the way it was shot, and it was like one I was really excited to work with, was like my Mike Adriano scene, because like for anal content, because I like to watch that in my personal life, and I've watched his videos, so I was really excited to like actually do an OnlyFans collab with him.
You're because like, I'm gonna be one of those girls.
I was like, oh my god, I've watched this guy, like, you know, this is shot so professionally, and they make it look so good, and I learned a lot actually about anal from him, from that scene, like
preparing and everything.
Yeah, because now a lot of girls are always like, oh my god, I could never do that. I'm like, sometimes it's easier than having regular sex if you prepare correctly and you know what you're doing. And I didn't obviously know what I was doing in the beginning, or how to like prep for an anal scene.
Yeah. So
it's like today, like I have my period. I can't fuck my period. I'd probably be so sensitive, and like
everything hurts when you.
Everything hurts. Your cervix hurts. So I did anal today, and it was like super easy to do. But I was like,
and then you ate the Chipotle after.
I didn't eat. Well, that's like a myth though. Like a lot of people are like, oh, even J-Mac was like, you're probably starving. I was like, well, actually, I've been fasting till 4:00 now anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. I'm not hungry at all. I'm good. But
it is a myth though, because you don't digest food that fast.
Like, whatever I ate last night is not coming out my body. If it is, go to a doctor. You have stomach issues. It takes like 24 to 48 hours at least to digest food.
Yeah.
And if you're having a healthy diet, because like gay men that have sex often
regularly,
they're not like not eating for days at a time.
Yeah.
Or the gummy bear thing. A lot of people were like, oh, just eat a gummy bear that day. I'm like, you can have a piece of bread.
What do you mean a gummy bear?
Like, I've heard this in the industry. People will be like, oh, I don't eat. You can just not eat and have like gummy bears because they don't like digest well that day if you're hungry. I'm like, go eat whatever that day. It's not gonna, if you have like a little something in the morning, you can.
That's so unhealthy.
Maybe don't have a whole, like, if you know coffee fucks up your stomach, don't have a whole cup of coffee in the morning before a scene. Or I could understand if let's say you're on set all day for like 12-hour like anal scene. Like if you're on set for hours.
Yeah.
Maybe
you'll have an accident.
I'm sure that happens. I'm sure stuff happens, like, or people, you know what I mean? Like,
I would shit my pants for sure.
For 12 hours.
Yeah. I poop like 2 or 3 times a day because my digestion's so on point. Like, I could never. They'd be like, get out of here, bitch. Go home. Has there been an awkward situation and or how do you handle boundaries and like privacy?
With what?
With like, how do you handle boundaries when you're doing scenes? Has there ever been like a situation where you're like, absolutely not, I'm not doing that? Or how do you handle your boundaries in your private life? Like if people think like, oh, she does this for a living, so I could talk to her this way. Or like even fans, because I know that like sometimes the fans be thinking that they could talk to us however the fuck they want because of our careers or whatever. So how do you handle those things? Like how do you set those boundaries with people who think like whatever about you and that they can disrespect you and shit?
So in like the industry, like there's you discuss your yeses and nos, like both people before the scene. So like I might say, hey, I'm not on birth control, no cream pies. I don't like spit. Like I'm just going off the top of my head.
Like don't punch me in the face. These aren't my nose,
but some girls might be like, no spitting or no kissing or no. You can say whatever you want before a scene, and the guy too. Like these are my nose. Just don't put a fucking finger in my butt. Like like, and what you like. You discuss things like that. So those are kind of boundaries. Or it's hard. There's been, in the beginning when I first started, I knew I needed to get better at establishing my boundaries and saying no and saying certain things, or like what made me uncomfortable. Because there was times where I was uncomfortable in certain situations and I didn't speak up and say anything because I didn't want to make them feel bad. Because it wasn't like
it's just like such a crazy thing that women do.
It wasn't like a situation where it was like anything like super
like
serious,
dangerous or something.
Or anything, but it was like, oh, I kind of, I did this to myself a little bit, or maybe I'm too nice and too like, and so I'm like, I need to speak up, or I need to like just maybe travel in a different way, or come to the shoot in a different way, or like maybe, you live and you learn going through it, like where I'm like, okay, I always want to have my own place now.
Yeah.
I don't want to like crash at people's places or do this and that. And so then I'm like, okay, if I can alleviate all these things, I don't have to like have that conversation or whatever in the beginning. And then with fans, a lot of them come on to my page and they'll say like, I get a mix where it's like, because I didn't do what I'm doing now until like about January of last year.
Yeah.
So I lost some of my fans where they were like, I wanted more the girlfriend experience. Like a lot of fans get jealous that you're fucking other people on there, or they don't understand why it can't be them.
Yeah.
But I don't see how you can't understand that these are famous porn stars. It's not just random people. Maybe these other management companies lie to them, say like, oh, I fucked the Uber driver, I fucked a fan. Those girls are not really doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like one girl that might fuck a fan, but you're not even allowed to say that on the site, or you can't talk about meetups or anything. So it's just a no. Like,
they're very like,
why would my followers want to watch me fuck a fan? They want to be the fan.
Yeah.
They don't want to watch you fuck someone else that got the chance to fuck you.
It sucks because sometimes the fans become like very entitled. Like, oh, I paid the $14 this month, so I get to talk to you however the fuck I want. And
they've been like, listen to me, bitch. I'm like, I'm blocked. I was like, I'm gonna block you. Don't talk to me like that.
Like what happened to me like 2 days ago that I sent you the screenshots with that guy. Like,
people get crazy.
Dude, the guy asked me if I would peg him in real life. I said, my response was, why the fuck would you even think that? And immediately, lay off the Botox, bitch. And then he said, I'll see you around town.
There needs to be like an etiquette.
Yeah, and he's like, and you won't know it's me. I'm like, are you threatening me? What? I'm not gonna know it's you because you're not gonna say anything. Like, what the fuck is going on? Obviously, I blocked him, but like, like the fans have to understand that you're shooting with famous people that, like, in the industry. Like, we don't just like go around like fucking our fans. Like, I don't know. Like, in reality, how the fuck would that happen, right? Like, let's say you have a fan that lives in fucking Tennessee. What, are you gonna fly him out to fuck you? Or like, oh, if you pay for the flight, I'll have sex with you. What the fuck are you even thinking? Like, but I think that they confuse the line between OnlyFans creator and prostitute.
I had a fan once who like just couldn't understand the fact that like they thought this is, I changed the way that I do chat with people. I try to make my page less, I don't want to sext. I don't want them to think like I could come on here and talk to you all day about sex or sex. It's like, if you really want to do that, book a private live, or if you want me to sit down and stop what I'm doing and chat with you for a half hour, which I don't want to do anymore, you're gonna have to pay a lot for that because I have to stop what I'm doing. And otherwise, like, I have so many scenes now and I've created so much content for me to be able to like step back and not have to do the heavy work on the sexting or solo content. Like, okay, which video do you want? Like, I have it all really organized, like a Google spreadsheet. And then I have codes. Like, if you want this video, they can come on and they can see my menu of what I have. And it's really organized. So sometimes people just come on and they'll say like BG 15, and I'll say, okay, I know what that is, and I just send it out. Like, those are the fans. Or when fans come on, there needs to be an etiquette where you understand that when you come on and you subscribe and you just automatically send a dick pic, there's no tip, there's no hello, hey, hi, how are you? It's like there's somebody on the other end. I know you might have gotten burnt on other people's accounts, but maybe they have, managements or fake bot chatters, this and that, and you just think that you can talk to people however you want. But there is a group of girls that still manage their pages themselves, and I get very offended when people just come on and they talk to me rudely, send dick pics, and then I'm like, you've spent $0.
Yep, that's my response to them too.
I'll screenshot it and I'm like, hello, My name's Dara. I would love to chat with you or take a look at this and maybe make you a custom video about it, but you have to approach it differently.
Yeah.
And then people get pissed and they're like, oh, fuck. I'm like, okay, so go talk to Jafar from India on someone else's page. You don't even know who you're talking to.
Yeah. They'll get so much more out of the experience on your page if they're just nice about it.
Or if you just spend a few dollars. Like I tell fans all the time, like if you just supported, like even if it was a couple dollars, I see it, then I'm like, okay, cool. This person has actually contributed to something throughout the time where I've been here. I don't expect you to pay every month. I don't expect you to open every video.
Right.
But yeah, if you message me, I'll chat with you if you've spent money. It's the people that have spent no money.
And I don't know if they know that we can see how much money they've spent in the time that they've been subscribed to the pages. Like, we see that shit.
Or they'll just assume that, like, most frustrating thing for a creator is, like, the person that subscribes and they're like, how can I, take you out? Or I like you. I want to show you this. It's like, I assume with a girl at strips, it's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
You don't go to the strip club and expect
a date.
All these things. It's the same thing when you're coming on OnlyFans. So you have to, you tip to get in the door, or you walk in the door to a strip club. You have to pay a certain, like, you have to do things. It's the same thing with OnlyFans. It's just online. So fans forget that, and they just think that there's nothing free here.
Well, maybe they think that because I'm sure that there are girls, even though it's not allowed on OnlyFans, I'm sure that there are girls that are like, email me and we can meet up. You know what I'm saying? So maybe,
yeah, of course,
maybe they think all
it's
girls
a way
on
to
OnlyFans
ask.
Do it, but
they can ask, or they can allude to it and say, "Oh no, I'm sorry, don't do that." But then don't get mad or don't expect like, well, how much money? What if? Like, what do I have to do? This is an online fantasy. I don't want to date anyone right now doing what I'm doing. So like, no, there's no possible way right now in my life that
they're gonna meet up with somebody.
Or they're like, how can I film a video with you? Yeah. I'm like, you can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that either.
Yeah. I mean, not to sound like a bitch, but they're...
I won't even film with people. Like, I'll put it into perspective like this. I have so many creators that ask me to film on they'll message you on Twitter. That's kind of like your portfolio on Twitter. Now I understand why people put out free content on Twitter too. Like, it's also to show people in the industry, like, this is kind of what I do. So I'll check someone's Twitter out, and I could tell that the content is shot terribly. They don't really have a lot of following. Yeah. They're new to the industry. Then I'll click on their OF page when they message me, and they don't have any likes. Yeah. You'll see like 3 videos. Yeah. And I'm like, why would I film with you?
Yeah, it has to be like an equal exchange.
It's not just I'm fucking. There's a very few guys where I'm like, okay,
you're exchanging time, but you're also like exchanging fans and followers and whatever. So it has to be equal.
Yeah, it's like me fucking the same person that does not sell and going to get an STD test, spending all this money, knowing it's not going to sell, but I just want to fuck him because he's hot.
Neighbor or something. Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's like maybe I would fuck you in my personal life, but. Yeah, this is a business
but
exchange.
You're not. But again,
I have to make money.
You don't want to fuck in your personal life right now, so it's just like. Not even a question. Going back to what you had said too about people that have spent $0 on OnlyFans, like sometimes I'll get DMs like, where do we see your fucking content, bitch? Like, and I'm like, you haven't opened a single DM. Like, I send out DMs every day. Like, what are you fucking talking about? But then they also expect to see everything on the front page of a free page. It makes no fucking sense to me, but whatever. People are fucking delusional and they can live there if they want to. What is one misconception that you think people have about like porn stars or OnlyFans creators?
That we're not good people, or we have something wrong morally with us.
I wanted to ask you too, like,
because everyone likes.
How many times do we hear like daddy issues,
or that we're broken, or we're like horrible people in society, or we're not good people? Like some of the people in the porn industry, or that we're undateable, or we're never getting married. There's people in the industry that are married. There's more openness in the industry, and it made me realize that it's okay to have sex. Sex can be meaningless, because I used to think it had to be this big meaningful thing. So like, I understand that everyone likes sex. Some people like to be on a different end of it where people are watching. It's kind of fun. I like to be watched. I like when the fans are telling me like, oh, it's almost like that vain side of you where you want to hear like you're hot or this and that. And so it's just kind of like, that's such a misconception, because some of the people are so sweet and spiritual, like, and so kind.
Some of them are not even married to porn stars. They're married to normal ass people.
Some people have nothing to do with porn.
Which is, I mean, they're normal fucking people. It's a job at the end of the day, like, whatever.
It becomes, I think, you realize when you're in it, and it's like, it's so repetitive at this point. Anymore. And honestly, there's a lot of, like, I fuck guys that I kind of want to fuck. Majority of them are guys that I'm attracted to that I do want to fuck. But there are also some guys that I'm doing it just for work.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of beautiful women. There's a lot of handsome men. But there's also a lot of women that maybe aren't someone's type. And you're like, all right, well, this is a job. I'm just going to, or she's not great in bed, but it sells well, and you just do it.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like, I don't want to fuck 12-inch dicks every day in my real life.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck that ever in my real life. I just want to do it on camera. It hurts.
Yeah, I want to do it once for an hour.
I don't know. I feel bad for those people in real life. I guess you get used to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's big, let me tell you. Some of those.
Can you imagine, like, your man has a 12-inch dick and every day he wants to fuck, and you're just like,
I've seen dicks in this porn industry that I never thought were real, possible.
Well, I saw that dildo.
Dread. 13 and a half inch.
What the fuck?
I couldn't get my mouth on it.
Looks like this fucking cup.
There's been, because I have a small mouth and, like, my jaw is very tight. So sometimes, like, his dick, you can't even get it in your mouth. You just put it there and you have to, like.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I've
fucking corners of your mouth just rip
You
open.
can't even put it in your mouth.
You become the Joker and shit.
I can't imagine what that must feel like to walk around. Like, I just want to know, as a guy.
Well, the other day I was watching a podcast, and they showed the guy with the biggest dick in the world. He's Mexican.
Okay, how big is it?
Hideous, like 18 inches.
Oh, I gotta see that.
Like, fucking Google it right now.
Oh, because you know, because Girthmaster's dick is huge. Did I ever show you Girthmaster?
No.
I'll show you after.
It's this man. He's a little tiny fucking Mexican guy. I didn't see his actual dick. You could see it through his pants or whatever, but he's in the Guinness World Record, I think, or something. Like, literally world record dick size.
Yeah.
It's up to his fucking knee. And then it showed, like, a slow-mo clip of him walking, and his dick is just, like, swinging like this. Like,
I have to see this.
Graceful as fuck, like, in his fucking pants.
What do you do with that every day? Isn't that annoying?
And then they shot, because it was like an interview type of thing that I saw of him, and he was just like, I have the biggest dick, smiling and shit. But then they showed another clip that he's sitting on a chair, and it's touching the fucking ground. Like, he's sitting at the edge of a seat, and his dick head is like fucking half an inch above the fucking ground.
Is it disgusting? Thick or is it thin?
I couldn't tell because I didn't see it like naked, but it looked pretty thick through the pants.
Wow.
But he's fucking gross. Like, no offense to the guy, but he's an older man. Like, he's probably like 70 or 60 or something. Disgusting. But his dick was like, it was like my fucking forearm from my elbow to my fingers, probably. Horrible. Terrifying. His poor wife, dude. What the fuck? I wouldn't even marry a guy with a dick that big. That's just uncomfortable for the rest of your life. How do you keep your content, like, fresh for your subscribers?
Well, right now,
or like exciting,
while I'm single and in this weird phase of my life, I call it a weird phase. It's probably a weird phase. I'll probably look back and be like, wow.
That's what I did.
That's what I did for a few years. I kind of like to just travel like once a month, every other. And right now I'm trying to put out one sex tape a week, and then one solo video a week. And so like my new thing right now is the ovulation series, where I wear no makeup. I'm gonna cry. So on my intervention. So I just make videos. What do you
mean, the ovulation series? Because you're hornier when you're ovulating?
Okay, I get really, like, you know that ovulation?
Yeah, yes.
How, like, egg whitey it is and, like, stringy?
Slimy, yeah.
So, yeah, like, I just play with it. Like, I know how to make it even,
but like, you crazier. Call it the ovulation series?
Yeah, that's my new thing now.
These guys don't know what that is.
No, they know.
They're just like, oh, she's...
No, they know what it is. They love it. And then I make solo content. Or, like... Whenever I'm horny and it looks like that, I make a bunch of little videos and I put it together as like that bundle for that month, like the ovulation series. with no makeup because they're like, you kind of have a natural glow because, you know.
You're ovulating.
Yeah. So I just make ovulation series.
That's fucking creative.
I was like, what else can I do? And then they love oil content. I hate
they
oil
really do.
content.
I hate it too. You know how slippery everything gets after that? Like the floor, if I do something oily on live, I
try to do it in the shower.
I put a towel on the floor. I'm like, I'm not slipping and sliding all over this.
I should get a baby pool.
I have a nerve in my neck that's like bouncing right here.
Ovulation. Intervention.
Ovulation.
Now we're going to say intervention nonstop.
You want to explain the intervention thing?
How do we even...
I don't even remember how that started. If you guys ever see us commenting on each other's shit and we just write intervention, it's just... How the fuck did that start?
We said we were going to bust in on someone and have an intervention as a joke. I don't even remember how it started. It was probably obnoxious. Like,
and it had nothing to do with like drugs or anything.
No.
It was just us.
Oh, we just wanted to say we were going to come in and like do it to someone. I can't remember.
Oh, because we were talking about a prank video. That we should do it as a prank.
As a prank. It just...
Yes. So then now, like, anything we do, we're like, bitch, intervention. But we say it in different tones.
Yeah.
So it could be like, intervention.
Like, it could be about anything. Like, you're like... Intervention. You're drinking that again.
You ate McDonald's. Intervention.
Supplements. Intervention.
What do you think is something, or what is something that you wish that more people understood about your work? If anything. If not, you could just be like,
about
fuck
porn?
You all. Yeah.
I wish more people understood that we're like humans. I'm a human being, and I had an issue with my family, like where somebody went and looked my parents up and just decided to like say your daughter is a horrible person. This is this and that. And it's like, no, we're not horrible people. There's horrible people that are
murderers,
regular people like that are walking around. There's horrible, evil people, but there's also great people. And just because I'm in the porn industry doesn't mean that I deserve for someone to say or take that away from me, like telling my family or having that conversation. My mom and dad, like, we're all human. Everybody has sex. Mm-hmm. We've all been conceived through sex. Mm-hmm. Everyone has sex. Some people film it. It doesn't make you any different. Like, I've realized that through the porn industry. Like, you're one way on camera, or maybe I fuck a certain way on camera, and people expect me to be this like you ever have sex with someone and you're like, they're so sweet, or they're so like, and then you fuck that guy and you're like, oh my god, you turn into like a sex demon. Mm-hmm. Like, holy shit, where did this come from? I feel like people think that your whole life is about that. Like, I wish they would understand that. No,
they think that even with OnlyFans, like even when you're not fucking, they're just
even
like,
friends of mine can't, like, people that, like, will subscribe. I'm like, don't tell me you subscribed. I will never look at our friendship the same way. Yeah, and keep that shit to yourself. Please don't text. And it's now awkward for me. Yeah. You know, in that sense where I'm like, I get it. You might think I'm hot and want to watch this video. Cool. But like, don't tell me. Yeah. Or don't subscribe with your name. Tell me. Like, I don't want to.
Use a fake name.
Dude, use a fake name.
Intervention 111.
Intervention. Inter-fucking-vention.
I wonder if anyone's going to subscribe with the name Intervention. I would love that.
Free subscribe.
Somebody do that.
Free year.
She'll send you a free fucking video or something. Intervention 111, because we got to keep it.
You know what people spiritual. Do on my live? I used to do this thing where it was like, if you tipped, you get the video for free. I don't do this anymore because I send it out a different way. Yeah. And I used to have like, or somebody would spend a lot of money and there's a spin wheel, so they'd win things. Mm-hmm. So real fast, somebody would go after and change their fucking name and picture to like that person and message me and pretend that they were them to try to get the shit for free. And I'm like, no, it's not you. Like, just click on your page and it says $0 spent. I know it's not you, you know? Like,
OnlyFans needs to be better about certain things. Like, things like that, like them trying to scam. They need to be better about the fucking chargebacks too, because that shit gets out of control sometimes, and it's not fair. Most of the time.
I wish they would have an explore page so people could find you throughout this site.
Yes,
because people don't understand. Like, a lot of my friends think that, hey, I'm gonna make an OnlyFans page. Is it easy? Like,
I need money.
Or, oh, this is easy. Like, anyone could show their ass on the internet. Mm-hmm. No, it's actually really hard because you have to grow a following on Instagram, somewhere else.
Yes.
and then drive them there. There's no...
Yes.
So like a lot of my friends, we've had this argument, and then I never hear again after they made the page. Because then they realize, they're like, oh.
They can't do anything.
Yeah.
I always explain it to people like this, because I've obviously heard that from friends and random people too. Like, oh, I'm going to make an OnlyFans page. I'm like,
do it, please.
I'm like, you have 300 Instagram followers. Like,
who's going to subscribe?
4 of them out of the 300, if that. Like, what do you mean? You know, whatever. And I always tell people like this. Like, if you go on a mainstream porn website and you search blonde tattooed girl, you'll find blonde tattooed girls. You can't do that on OnlyFans. You have to go to the person you are searching for. So you have to have fans. There is no explore page. There's no search bar. There's none of that shit. You have to have fans. Like, it is not that easy. Even if you have 10,000 fans, maybe 500 will pay and subscribe to your shit. And then out of those, maybe 150 are actually buying your content. So
it's not oversaturated now.
Yeah, that too. But it's not as easy. What happened to the live? It's not as easy as people think.
No, it's not.
It's still on. The ghetto connection over here. How do you maintain your mental health and your emotional well-being in an industry that's like, you know, you're dealing with a lot of personalities, a lot of energies? How do you stay centered?
Well, for one, I live in New York, so New York is not really a creator hub, actually. So I kind of live in Brooklyn, but far in Brooklyn by the beach. So it's not a city where there's tons of creators that have access to me constantly. So like I'll do a content trip. I'll go to LA, I'll go to Vegas, I'll go to Miami. So I'll work for like a week, go home and take a few weeks off. Yeah. And I'm kind of just, it's like no one can have this consistent access to me, or I don't have to, because I'm a workaholic, or I think that there's opportunities and it's always like they're not there. So if I lived here, I think that things would come up that I would need the time to chill, but I'd be the fear of missing out. I would go do things, or maybe I would have a lot more sex because I lived here.
Yeah.
So I still am able to keep that where I'm not like losing myself in the industry, where it's like, okay, I'm just getting run through and having constant sex, and now I'm not feeling good about myself, because there are times where I've had content trips where I've gotten home and I'm like, whoa, that was a lot, because I went from being like a demisexual person before this to kind of feeling like I needed that like connection with someone to enjoy the sex. And I only had sex with probably in the last 5 years, I could probably count on my one hand.
Yeah.
And then I go into an industry where it's like my first collab trip, I have sex with 5 guys. This year alone, I have to do the math, but I've had sex with a lot of partners this year, way more than I've had in like years.
Yeah.
So it is something where I'm like, okay, cool. If at any moment, if you feel like you need to like spiritually or emotionally step back, take some time, you can.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah. And it's, you know, it's a smart way to do it too, for your mental and physical health and everything. Like, you know, you do your trips, you plan your shoots, you go home. You
have to have good mental health to be in the industry, because I showed you today, there was a girl on Twitter, like there's been people post a lot of their, you could always tell a person's mental status by their tweets, I think. So
Twitter's like a diary.
Yeah. Like I go to someone's Twitter and I want to check their tweets before I even collab with them, because if you're talking shit about other people, if you're talking shit about yourself, if you're complaining a lot, if you have a lot of like negative self-talk on there, I don't want to work with that. I kind of like to work with, like, you know, they say sex is a sacred exchange of energy. It is. So if you're working with good people in the industry, I feel great leaving. Like, if you have sex with someone, you feel like you're connected, energized. There's been times where you have sex with someone that you feel like shit after, and I want to, you know.
And it happens outside of the industry. Like, it's just, that's what happens when you have sex with people. Like, you're literally exchanging fucking DNA with somebody. That is what it is. Like, you fuck a broken person, you're gonna feel broken after that. Yeah. There's been a few people that I've worked with where I said, oh, this isn't for me. But then I've had really great experiences with people where I felt like uplifted and great. And I think I've had more good experiences in this short period of time that I've been in the industry than I've had actually in dating. Yeah. I've dated some shitty guys where you end up in that relationship for a much longer. This is like, okay, I had sex for an hour today. Whether they were in a good mood or bad mood, it's just, instead of letting someone into your life for like,
you get weeks, days having sex with them over and over and over, and you know they're not right for you. This is just kind of like a way to limit that and shield that. And
it's crazy too, because when you're in a relationship with someone you know you shouldn't be with for whatever reason, and you continue to have sex with them, it starts manifesting as like physical sickness, you know, like disease or illness, or you get sick. Like with my super abusive ex, when towards the end, when we would have sex, I would have the worst stomach cramps ever. Like afterward, I'd be like fetal position in the bed, just like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like it felt like my cervix was shredding open. And and then it stopped when I stopped fucking him. Like, that
happened to me last year. I went through that one after another health issues, and it was people that were in my life. And then once I finally was like, that's why I said I have to set better boundaries. And your body and the universe will tell you when you are not listening to that. And it's hard because sometimes we go through that. I feel bad telling other people like my best interest. I don't want to offend you,
selfish or
make you feel bad or whatever. But no, we need to be better at that. That's something I need to really work on.
Agreed.
Or listen to your gut feeling. You already know.
Yeah.
And you ignore it.
When you meet people, you already know. Yeah. And if you don't know, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
People always tell you or show you who they are, but we don't listen because we're like, well, he's cute. Or like, she's so nice. Like, and then eventually you're like, wow, this person, I can't even talk to them anymore because they're draining the fuck out of my soul. Yeah. But... yeah.
Intervention.
Inner fucking invention. What else do you have planned for the rest of your trip?
Well, because of my unexpected period issue, I'm now here for a few extra days. So I have no idea. I'm going to be here until, a few days. Yeah. So I'm just have one more scene. I was supposed to shoot a scene tomorrow and go home, but we're going to postpone it a little bit. And then I'll probably just hang out. I'm going to hang out with Anna, chill at her house, probably lay out by the pool because it's kind of...
if it's not raining...
every day?
You came at like the worst fucking weather time.
Is it every day? There's sun.
In about it was really sunny today. Yeah. It was really nice today.
I mean, I could lay out for like an hour and
get
some sun,
before we started recording this, it was thunderstorms, but...
we talked about maybe doing a live one of the nights. Yeah. Like doing some OnlyFans stuff.
Or make some TikToks. Well, I think we can wrap it up.
Intervention.
Do you want to say anything else? Where can everybody find you? Let them know. I'll obviously... Josue will put it down here on the screen somewhere.
You guys can find me on Instagram at MoneyBirdette. Same on Twitter. And OnlyFans, of course. MoneyBirdette. Or my website, MoneyBirdette.com.
Everything is MoneyBirdette.
Just subscribe to the OnlyFans. And if you guys want to talk to me, it is me. I do not have a management. I guarantee that you're 100% talking to me. You'll see.
Yeah, and she sends little voice notes.
Sometimes I send voice notes, especially if you guys, are nice.
Be nice, guys. Stop being fucking demanding, creepy weirdos. Nobody likes that shit.
Or if people being rude, I'll like quickly be like, listen, motherfucker. They're like, it's really you. I'm like, yeah, it's me.
Like, don't fucking talk to me like that, you little bitch. That's me. But thank you guys for listening. Voice of Vicious podcast. Catch us everywhere. We will see you next time.
Bye. Guys.